Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Metal Gear Speedrunners channel. I'm your host, Plywood. Usually I stream every Monday night on this channel, but tonight we're doing something a little bit different for my time slot. I'm No Rookie, episode 13, unlucky number 13, with a game I think some people would consider unlucky, Metal Gear Survive. I will be teaching SpaceCow the New Game Plus route. How are you doing, SpaceCow?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. Yeah. I'm filled up on horse soup.
Fantastic. So maybe before we get into this, maybe you can let everyone know how you got into this game, because I think that question might come up.
Yeah, so I think I'd heard a little bit about this game and then kind of forgot it existed until the Big Bad Game-a-thon this year, where Plywood was running it. I think No Good Citizen was on commentary. And yeah, I'm just like, oh, this game actually looks entertaining. And so I picked it up and started playing it, and yeah, now I'm here. This is I don't know. This is probably in my top 10 played Steam games in the time that I picked it up.
You hear that, Konami? You hear that, Konami? Where's my cut,
Why would all them
Konami?
survive coins?
I got him hooked. I got him hooked on the coins.
I actually tried to buy them earlier today, and because I had Steam overlay disabled, it soft locked the game.
Yeah, this game crashing is a thing that...
It didn't crash, it just, I lost control.
It just stopped, yeah.
Well, because it was trying to pop up the Steam overlay, but it couldn't, so it didn't have a way to resolve it.
This game freezing and being weird is more common than I'd like it to be, but it's not terribly surprising either.
Yeah, but the most I usually get is the game's just like, oh, you were signed out. Usually at the time that I finished a rescue mission or something.
So with that, we are going to shift it over to the teaching screen. Bada bing, bada boom. So we're going to jump into it here with some discussion about how to prepare, because that is actually a very key part of this run, is having all your supplies and ducks in a row. We'll talk about options a little bit. I keep auto aim on personally, just because I'd rather not have to like manually aim if I want to shoot an enemy quickly. Sometimes that can be kind of a problem. Like you'll aim and you'll aim at something you don't want to aim at, but generally I feel like it's a good thing. Settings, just try to have your settings so you can get a steady 60 frames, pretty basic stuff. Don't ever run. I'm going to let you know right now, do not run Monday nights or like late Monday nights. Do not run late Monday nights, because that's when
because the servers shut off.
Yeah, the servers shut off. Which I have gotten into. I never lost a run that way. But I got very close. Like, I finished a run just as I got like hey, the server is gonna shut off. So just be careful about that.
I think it usually gives you like 30 minutes saying, hey, servers are going down.
Part of this, there's like a, it's like a little there's a warning little thing that pops up. It's pretty great. So I'm on my main character right now, and there's always several things you need to do before you do a run, and you can have a checklist for this if you need to. We always harvest our horses, so we always get some horse meat. We want um, about 24-ish horse meat. So we could make 12 steamed horse and 12 grilled horse. I try to like distribute it around my farms. That way I don't like overdo it on any one farm. So they can all like deplete evenly. So you're not just like taking only from one cage. So that's one thing with that. So we get 24 horse. Try to keep it to, if you can, try to get horses that are of the same kind. I have like a variety, which is kind of bad. It's better to have like all one kind. That way you don't have like different stacks of horse, but it can still work. It's just something to keep in mind. So we get 24 horse, and then you get about 15 soups, sprint soups, which can be goats or dogs or whatever. I have Anubis. They give you slightly more hunger points.
Yeah, it's like 1,000
so,
versus 900.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter that much, but it's a nice little touch. So, dog soup. And then aside from that, you always want to get some goat mutton, raw goat mutton. That way you can put that in your storehouse for the chapter 1 tutorial, so you don't have to go harvest goat out in the field, and then you have clean bottled water as well. So this is all listed on the wiki, but I figured I would go through this. I do, and I always do this before I do the run. I don't like make my food like a day in advance. I just do it before I plan on running that day, because I don't want my food rotting. Yeah, I don't want it to spoil. I mean, it doesn't really matter too much, but it's just good practice because it will eventually rot. And of course, if you have to like reset or something, or for some reason you decide to do 2 runs in a day, which I never do. I always just like, if I might reset like 20 or 30 minutes into the run once, and then next run's like a no reset basically, because resources are a concern and time. So you get the steamed horse, let's see, grilled zebra, and then steam some. I got a copy.
Steamed horse, despite the fact that it is obviously grilled.
All kinds of. Oh, right, that's why. Because I didn't actually get 12. Well, it doesn't really matter because we're not going to get through the whole run anyways, but.
Right. Yeah, I think I've got a certain diversity in my farms right now because I'm trying to get enough materials to produce all of the random whatevers. But I guess once I have those, I can just make it all zebra or whatever.
Yeah, it's probably better that way, just to make it consistent. IMO. Just don't. I think really the point is, like, I have mostly zebra. I have like 3 a copy, and then 2 wild asses. So clearly I should just have a bunch of zebra, but whatever. That's just to make things easier on yourself. Obviously you need corn farms. I'm sure you already have corn farms. And then obviously you want to check your bullets and stuff, that you're not like, this happened to No Good in our race. He did not have enough resources like ammo and stuff. So double check your heavy arrows, your grenade arrows. See, I'm actually like running kind of low on grenade arrows. I'm going to add some more.
Right, yeah. I should probably actually construct. That's one of the things, I haven't ever like mass constructed bullets before, because I usually just build as many as I need to do before a certain mission.
Yeah, it's good to have.
You don't want to be spending time doing that.
Yeah, you don't want to do that during the run. You want to just
especially since you can only make 10 arrows at a time.
Yeah, it's really time intensive. The running should just be purely the running and nothing else. So depending on what kind of weapons you have, you're gonna have to make that kind of ammo.
Yeah. Especially seeing you have
Obviously.
like 500 arrows in reserve.
Yeah, plenty. Which you'll go through those, especially if you don't retrieve them all. So it's worth having a lot
Yeah.
of arrows. It's worth having a lot of grenades. It's worth having a
And
lot of like
yeah.
assault rifle ammo, etc. Of course, assault
And
rifle
especially
ammo can be
since
pretty
like
expensive.
I think the thing I remember from before I had the subclasses in this game is that like actually picking up all your arrows without the scout ability that lets you pick up like 20 things at a time is actually really difficult.
I turned off the music. It's too distracting. It's too distracting. Sorry, chat. I can't hear myself babble about Metal Gear Survive speedrunning. Um, so yeah, bullets and then gadgets. Make sure you have, I don't think you need like a ton of fences. You probably need like 24 during the run, but something
Yeah, I
like
usually
that.
manufacture them 60 at a time.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of iron right now, so I keep it kind of lean.
That's fair.
So, just keep like 100 in your store. Like that's fine. Um,
Mhm.
as far as interceptor units, I would actually recommend making some heavy machine gun type D. Um,
Yeah, that's what I've got on my slot for um when my when I actually have gadget sling done.
Very nice. Yeah, those are really good. Grenades
I
are
noticed it
obvious.
mentioned in the on the wiki machine gun turret, but I'm assuming that meant the heavy machine gun that you actually like aim and not the automatic one.
I mean, you could do either, but I would
Hmm.
suggest the Type D just so you can actually control what it's hitting at. Um,
Sure.
the machine gun turret is kind of overkill, frankly. Um,
Hmm. It also doesn't have the range because it's got a proximity trigger.
yeah, it's a proxy. Like you can actually like hit wanderers from a mile away basically with the Type D, and it's great for
Hmm.
like saving on ammo. You can kind of think of it as like having an extra assault rifle for really long defenses, like the Sahelanthropus defense, or well, for the Nick rescue, which is pretty testy. That's like one of the scariest parts of the run. Um, obviously, you should have like at least 100 grenades for the run. Just you
Okay,
should
I'll make
have
sure
a
that I have.
ton of grenades. Um,
Yeah,
a
since
ton of
we
grenades.
always carry at least 16.
Yeah. So you're gonna go through grenades fairly quickly. Um,
What about
C4 is
lures? I
also
think I've
good to
got a
have.
150 of those.
C4 is also good to have because it
Okay.
is actually useful for a couple of strategies, and you can use it for um, blowing some stuff up later. Uh, and then like everything else is more situational. I mean, you do want lures, so you should have like lures on hand. That's why it's good to collect empty bottles. Those
Oh
lures are
man, I
good.
actually used a bunch of my lures. Last I checked, I had 200. Now I'm down to 50.
Yeah, 50's fine. I would always suggest like using the Kuban crystals before the lures if possible, just so if you're kind of low on lures on your resources, just use the crystals because they work fairly well. The lures are really for like big groups and like wide range.
And I
So
assume you only need a couple of watchtowers.
yeah, watchtowers are for the end of the run, and they are really expensive. So I really would only use them for the actual um like their actual purpose because they cost 18 iron a piece, which is
Right.
pretty pricey, I would
Hmm.
say. Um other than that, like I mean you could like use like exploding drums, and obviously you want med sprays. You should have a ton of med sprays just in case.
Yeah, I've
If you
got
have
80 in
revival
reserve right now.
pills, yeah, revival pills, you should have like obviously all those like healing supplies prepared in your inventory,
Hmm.
your storehouse. I have hundreds of them, so it's like going to take a long time to go through all of it, but hey, that's that. And then clean water in bottles and canteens. So it's a lot. Oh, there's one last thing that I learned about this this year. So at some point during the run or later in the run, you build stuff on your base, right?
Mm-hmm.
What you want to do is you go to your construction terminal, and it always defaults to this position. But what you can do is set up your cursor over here in the bottom right corner so that you can immediately build the tent, the exploration team ready room tent, and then you're already in position to start breaking down the barrier around the edge. So it just saves a little bit of time for later
Oh, so
on
you
if
can
you set up
actually.
your.
Okay,
Yeah,
I didn't realize you
it
could set that up
remembers.
on another character.
It's weird. Yeah, I didn't. It took me a while to realize this, but yeah, you can set up your cursor ahead of time, which saves like a couple seconds because you don't have to move along. Also, you definitely want to do this with controller because the mouse control is really slow, comparatively speaking, and like you have to like really move the mouse. Pretty annoying.
Yeah, I had noticed that. Okay. I'm assuming you want to use mouse and keyboard for the rest of the run. Just use controller for base building.
That's what I do. You can just play the whole run on controller.
Mhm.
I'd say that's personal preference. I know No Good
Okay.
plays this on controller. I think, yeah, One Cool Man, he plays on controller. I use both because obviously for building, you want to have controller. And then like when I'm going to move over to build, I use the controller as well, just so I don't have to like awkwardly swap, you know?
Sure.
So like for those sections, I use controller, but everything else I use keyboard. And even if you were to strictly use controller, for the very beginning of the run where you put in your name, you would have keyboard, so you can just
Right.
type a letter real quickly. So,
Find my
but other than that,
controller
like
here and get it
it's
plugged in.
personal preference.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that was a lot. That was a lot. Do you have any questions
Yeah, but
about
it's this
prep?
is like this runs like a drag race where most of drag racing is rebuilding your car after you blew it up in the last run, basically.
That's a really good comparison. Actually, that's a fantastic comparison. Yeah, you have to rebuild the survive car every time. And sometimes you have to go to the store and get more supplies because you've blown out all of your tires, and no, you have no more tires. That's it. Okay, so are you ready to get into? I should have had the timer going. Boom. All right.
Oops,
Now we're actually teaching. That was all just fakery, folks. Um,
that was practice teaching.
yeah, that was the practice teaching. Um, so are you ready to look at the intro chapter?
Sure, yeah.
Fantastic.
I guess I should return to menu.
Yeah, I'm going to open.
Oh, right. Should I also? You mentioned taking all of your supplies and putting them into your character before you start a run. Should I
Oh,
just sort
right.
my
You know
procurement
what?
for this?
That's a good point. Well, I'll put a pin on that. I will talk about the that like resource stuff
Mhm.
after we go over the intro. So,
Okay.
I have a character. Let me make sure that this person does not have anything valuable. So I don't delete
Well,
my
she doesn't even
valuables.
have a shirt, so
Yeah, I don't know what happened. She lost it. It was an unfortunate accident of circumstance. Oh, well, I am at base, so there's that. Oh, I have like spoiled food.
nice.
And see, revival pills. I do not want to lose those. Those are very valuable. Oh, well, since I'm here with a character I'm about to sacrifice to the void, it's a good thing to know if you before you delete your character, I would suggest like doing a little bit of housekeeping so you can get some stuff back. Uh you see over there, like where is it? Like there's like a crate over there. There's like steel, I think it's iron and bottles, like empty bottles. I always collect those since it's like just over the hill before I
Sure,
delete my character. And you use bottles every run, so getting 10 free bottles is pretty useful.
that's
And then
fair.
another thing you can do, you go to the construction terminal, and then there's a bunch of stuff you can break down to get like iron. Some of it is just like wood and nails, which is
Hmm.
kind of whatever. I don't break this stuff down because it's just a bunch of little stuff, but definitely break down like the rubble and stuff so you can get some iron because it takes like 20 seconds and iron is really valuable.
Sure.
You could also like go around and collect stuff at the various like huts and stuff, but that's completely optional. I would say just doing that though is it's just good practice so you can get everything you can out of the character you just played with. Um, oh, and I always have my New Game Plus loadout on my first slot
Okay.
for obvious reasons, so I
Sure.
don't have to do any menuing. I just melee apply. Okay, let me unequip my stuff. Boom, boom. Make sure I don't have anything. Period.
Oh, she had a helmet. I thought she had a bowl cut.
All right, we're good. This character is now going into the void. Goodbye forever. Well, that was honestly a good thing that I forgot to delete this person. I could talk about practices after you're done.
Hmm.
All right. Let's actually talk about let's talk brass tacks. Let's talk about the intro, which as we discussed beforehand is somewhat unique due to the fact that you're like half starved and half thirsty. Um so one thing I do before every run, um I've I haven't had other people test this. This was just for me, but if I go through all this and then exit out once you get to the first like zone, you like these cutscenes and stuff load faster. I don't know why. So I always do that beforehand. It also lets you
Hmm.
select your gender ahead of time, so I can be a female if I want to and not always play Baldy. So it doesn't actually matter what gender you play as. You don't have to do an
Hmm.
input, so you can just set it up ahead of time. That's nice. And then you enter a name. I usually put P for plywood. You can put S or K, C, or
Sure.
eight
Yeah.
if you want to be eight. If you want to be the big eight, I won't judge you. That's your life. That's your character. There you go. Combat Unit 8.
Yep.
Um, there's a little delay as this pops up. You can't if you're like mashing right, you'll feel it. Like it takes a moment for it to move over, but you can like mash it and notice that you've actually landed on skip because if you keep on mashing right, it doesn't move over, see? So it doesn't like flip over to the other side, thankfully. So just mash right, and once you see skip, press enter. For this character select screen, you can actually menu while it's like fading in. I know I didn't do that because I wanted to show you this menu. So you could do this menu pretty much blind. So it's enter, up, enter, left, enter. Because you start on hairstyle. So you just select this hairstyle. and then up, enter, left, enter, and then you keep the default. And then you have some cutscenes to skip. So I'm just like mashing escape through this for cutscenes. And then the way I do it, left hand on escape, I just have my ring finger mashing right on the arrow keys.
Right.
This is simple stuff, but this is skipping cutscenes is a part of pretty much a lot of speed runs, but definitely Metal Gear speed runs. So these are not the best cutscene skips in the series, but they'll do. Right. So this is where I would exit if I were to do a load trick setup, but so I will show you how this works. Since we're half thirsty, we really can't run that far. And there are visual cues of when to stop running. So we'll talk about movement a little bit. So if you keep on running, eventually you'll get tired, and running while tired is slower than just walking. So you don't want to be running like that basically at all. Like you could do it for a little bit, like let's say you're about to like interact with like a goal, like that's fine, but you don't want to be like running around tired, and eventually if you do that long enough you'll get exhausted and stop, which obviously is horrible. You already know this kind of stuff from co-op, but it's worth mentioning, of course. Diving is quite expensive. We only want to dive when it's like diving into load zones, diving over cliffs, that kind of thing, because diving tires you out really quickly. You can dolphin dive in this game by diving constantly, but there's like a way to aim and like dive quickly, but diving is very expensive and not super fast, so we only really dive at the scenarios that call for it. So putting that aside, I run forward as the scene fades in, and I'm already holding forward because you can move while the cutscene's like fading in. So I'm holding forward. I start running. This blue patch right here, I aim, which is just like raising your fists. So right here at this blue patch, I aim, and then I'm in walk mode for until this shrub. So there's one shrub, two shrub, and then I start running again. Aim, that way I can regain my stamina while I'm climbing this cliff.
Right.
Then run forward, stop at as close to 900 as you can, and just run a little bit. Because so good luck, please be quiet. So one of the tricky things about this game is stamina management, right? When you're running and you're about to like climb something, typically you want to aim so you can get into walk mode and regain your stamina. But sometimes, like, depending on what kind of thing you're climbing over, you could be really low on stamina yet gain it all back. See, like you're climbing this for a while, so even though I was at 11, I got to 12 really easily. I got to my max. So like right here, I don't need to be in walk mode that long because I know in a moment I'm about to like get it all back with that climb. Does that make sense? So
Okay.
depending on what you're climbing, like you will either be more or less concerned with your stamina. And here you just hold spacebar and you'll automatically jump. It's very simple. And then we're going to leap off this. Boom. And then we're going to run inside. So I'm going to restart from last save so we can actually see it all in sequence, because I know I just like try to explain a lot of this stuff, and it makes more sense when it's all connected together rather than like in little bits. So I'm holding forward. Well, I have to skip the cutscene. So I'm holding forward. Once I see, I start running. Blue patch, start walking. Second shrub, start running. Aim at the cliff. Start running again. Walk for a moment, just so I can run to this crate. Walk mode to climb over. Skip the tutorials as fast as you can. Drop down. Jump over. And if you need a moment to like adjust, like I do it really fast because I'm used to it. Because if you're not careful, you can fall. Like if you're not, pressing space at the right time or holding space, like you could fall down. And obviously, like right at the start is pretty infuriating. So take your time if you have to. It's no big deal.
Mhm.
Then jump over. I should have regained my stamina when I was climbing that crate or when I was leaping, because you can leap and still gain stamina. It's kind of weird. Like when you're in walk mode, even when you're doing an action that you would think would consume stamina, it doesn't. It gains stamina, which makes zero sense. But so like when you're leaping off that, you could go into walk mode and leap and gain stamina for
Mhm.
reasons. So then you gain stamina, and then I like dive like this. So you like dive around this corner. You want to like hug the corner, because if you dive like this, you're gonna miss the load zone. You're like going wide. So I go like boom around. All right, so this part is super loud. Run forward. Thankfully now that we have a meter, it's a little bit easier to manage.
Yeah, you just want to be above 900.
Yeah, stay above 900, so don't get grabbed. I dive up these stairs because it's faster that way. Run forward. Aim mode. Like, you see there, like, my stamina started gaining. I'm doing a dive roll, but my stamina is increasing. So that's why, like, going into walk mode is so useful right before you dive. You're not really losing much time by doing it either. And ultimately, you're saving time because you could run for longer. So I go back to 1200. And here, it doesn't matter. I just dive immediately. Even though I'm at 780, cutscene is going to bring me back to 1200 anyways. So once I climb that ledge, I just dive immediately. I'm just mashing space or whatever your dive key is.
Mhm.
Okay. Run forward. Build a pipe spear. You're probably going to have 1,000 pipe spears if you've run this game for long enough.
Right.
And then you ready your spear so you can run over here. You can get crits and the door can break earlier. It's just random whether you get the crits or not. So you run and ready your spear like that. And then dive. There's like a little grate where I dive off of for that hole. Then after this cutscene skip, you're going to be crouched. So you're going to have to get out of crouch mode. So you're going to walk forward, or you're like holding forward. My crouch button is C. I don't know what yours is.
Yeah, that's mine. I'm on
Okay.
the default controls.
Yeah, you're on the default. Okay. Yeah, so I press C. So I'm like holding forward. I press C, and then I'm sprinting. So it's like forward C, shift. This is a 2-page tutorial. Once you're on the lockpicking animation, you want to mash spacebar. You'll unlock a little bit faster than if you were just not mashing spacebar. So
Right.
that's an important little detail. That's not so important here, but when you rescue Miranda and there's like 40 zombies behind your back, that's very important.
Mhm.
And this guy, we're going to do the running punch, which, as I've explained to you in multiplayer, is like super useful. This is going to stun the guy. The problem is this guy can like recover quickly and hit you. but I've never seen him actually kill you. It's just something that can happen. I think if you got like really unlucky or you like fumbled, you could die here since it's like 3 hits and you're dead.
Mhm.
But
You're
that's
also like
never
5 minutes into the run, so whatever, just reset.
yeah, pretty much. So you do a running punch, and then I just immediately ready and just keep on walking forward. See, here I got lucky. I got crits. So you want to recognize those crits. Like, okay, I don't have to stab again. I just need to stab one more time, you know? I don't have to do the 6 stabs. So that was actually really good. Then you're ready, the spear going up the stairs, because you get a speed boost for some reason. Which looks really goofy. And then after that, I remove the spear from my inventory because I don't need it anymore at this point. Um,
Mhm.
I don't have to do that like long animation of you like readying the spear. So boom.
I guess that's the holdover for like sprint attack or whatever. Because during that time, if you had the ability, you could left click and then and then actually execute a sprint attack.
Yeah, exactly. But you're a you're a level 1 scrub.
Yeah, your baby.
You're a scrub, so there's no doing that. Yeah, and here you want to dive under the pipe. So like it was a little late. You want to like basically dive perfectly that you like land just underneath the pipe. So like right here. Yeah, that's like perfect. Like at that square on the ground.
Mhm.
And then you get to the ladder and you climb up and that's it.
Yeah, and mash through
Um
some more cutscenes.
yeah, the cutscenes, which I don't need to show. So I'm gonna show the whole thing together one more time.
Sounds
Um
good.
you got any questions? Anything stand out that you're like, it's fairly straightforward, but it happens really quickly.
Yeah. No, I think that was explained with that was explained very well.
Fantastic. I am, if anything, but thorough.
Oh man, you missed out on the resource you could have gotten from deconstructing that pipe.
Oh, you're right. Ah, damn it. So yeah, we skip through the cutscenes. It's the second skip where you select your gender and enter your name. I am now going to be number 6. We're going down by 2.
All right, since we had it, you were talking about buffering, so that's the gender's already buffered in because of the load trigger, or was
Yep.
that if you
Yep.
did okay.
Yes, it is already buffered in exactly because I did the load trick.
Does
After
it
this
put
explode,
diamond dogs on the death page every time?
yeah, buddy. After this explosion is the character creation, so that's that's how fast it can be. Just you want to be precise because you don't want to like enter a menu. It's the only thing. Don't
Mhm.
don't worry so much about being super fast about it at first. Just like enter up, enter left, enter. You don't want to like enter some random ass menu and be like, oh god, now I got to get out of this. Like, ugh.
Right.
So then we got some more cut scenery, and then we do the initial thirsty, sweaty movement of survive. So I'm holding forward, run until the blue spot on the ground by the truck, aim, walk to the next shrub, boom, walk mode, climb, run mode, walk mode, just long enough to get enough run to get to the crate. That was perfect. 901. It was absolutely perfect. Mash enter. You can also mash your left mouse button or enter to
Yeah.
advance through Shouldn't be walking like that. You want to like run up the crate, aim, and then jump. But whatever. Run through. Boom. You can kind of like wiggle while you're diving as well. Like you can kind of guide yourself a little bit, not a whole lot, but a little bit. In the air. Run
Right, yeah, you've got a
forward.
very small amount of air control.
Just a tiny bit, like on the initial dive. Ignore these fools. Walk mode. Jump off. Be a little bit more optimal than this, but, you know, it's the rough idea.
Mm-hmm.
Mashing enter. Skip these 2 cutscenes. Walk forward. Enter the workbench. I'm mashing click to equip my spear. You want to go into run mode. Don't go like this. You want to run. Boom, boom. Nice crit. So I just need one more stab.
Yeah, that was a very skillful crit there.
That was a very skillful crit. Get out of crouch mode. Get to the door. 2 pages. Eventually you memorize the amount of pages and where the tutorials happen, yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
Punch this nerd. Boosh. Immediately start stabbing. See, he hit me, but it's fine. I've never seen that guy actually kill me. Sometimes he'll like get a few cheap stabs on you, but whatever. Unequip the spear. Dive at the square.
Yeah, I guess about the only thing that could go wrong there is if he decides to grab you.
Yeah, I've never seen that happen. I've only ever seen him like swipe at me. Maybe there's like a, you know, to be fair, like this game is fairly underrun, so I'm sure there's like weird stuff that could happen that I just have never seen because I haven't done like, you know, I've done way more attempts of other games, so chances are weird stuff can happen. You know, even the last time I started running this game, weird stuff happened that I've
But
never
you're
seen
saying this isn't the
before.
most popular speed game of 2020?
Yeah. So there's a very realistic chance like you may run into stuff I've never actually seen before. I'm like, yeah.
I mean, yeah, like no good
Survive.
citizen getting their air tank unequipped.
Oh, that I actually experienced before, which is very unfortunate. That was a teaching moment when you just immediately start suffocating to death. So at the end of every chapter, there is a codec. So just be prepared for that. A few of them have 2, but generally speaking, it's just 1 codec.
Yeah,
And
they skip
then
like cutscenes.
yeah, and then some of them right after you skip the codec, I mash enter because there's like, you got this, you got that. That doesn't happen for the intro, but do be prepared that the load screens, some load screens are, some load screens you have to press enter to resume game. Like this one, I would just say in general, just tap enter while you're at a load screen.
Sure.
Okay, so I think with that, I will now turn it over to you, and we'll see how you handle the intro.
Okie doke. All right, so I got a new survivor.
Purchased with fine survival coinage.
Yes.
And time starts when you accept new game.
Yeah.
You probably already knew that, but I don't want to assume anything. I always say this stuff, so
That's fair.
Yeah, Fem Captain is best captain. IMO. Baldy is really boring. I'm not a fan of Baldy.
I actually forgot the series of inputs you said to do here after this.
It's enter, up, up, enter, left, enter.
Okay.
So that accepts the haircut, that brings you to confirm, and then you enter avatar.
Yeah.
We have a couple more cutscenes to skip. And now we have our thirsty, sweaty run to the base camp.
After a bunch of loading triggers that these cutscenes were covering up.
Yep. Yeah, it's got to load in the whole world. Nice.
Oop. Oh, you can hold anything. I was holding spacebar there.
Yeah, the meter is I wish you could just skip tutorials, but I guess they don't want you to like accidentally skip them or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Nice dive off the crate. And we dive into that loading zone. Boom. Yep, so you make a left turn, and a left turn. Yeah, try to avoid the bodies on the floor so they don't grab you.
Yeah, I got caught on a column.
Classic.
Yep, that's not the button. Oh.
Punch your workbench. Show it who's boss.
Ah, man, I didn't get any of those very skillful crits.
Well, you just have to get #skill.
Well,
you have to
my
pay for it
face.
though. Yeah, that happens sometimes. I think it's like certain graphic settings. That's why I have everything to high, basically, because I think very high can screw up the visuals. It's kind of weird. I don't get it. We mashed spacebar to open the lock faster.
Yeah, I think you could probably hear that on my mechanical keyboard there. Stop. Rude. Man, that actually messed up my running.
Dang. Well, there you go. All right. There's an example of the Door Wanderer screwing you.
He managed to actually hit me hard enough to knock me out of the animation.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, there you go. That's what bad could happen. Which is why it's so important to just like immediately start hitting the door as soon as you can, because you really don't have like a huge window. I mean, I guess you could kill the guy, but I mean, who wants to do that?
Yeah, again, you're early enough into the run that you can just you can just reset if things go bad.
Yep, exactly.
You haven't spent much time and you've spent 0 resources. Well, I guess you spent, 5 resources making that pipe spear?
You get that by default anyways, like, the game gives you the
Okay.
resources, yeah, it's not like you're
I thought
spending
I thought
anything.
you had normally had to pick them up off the floor
Nope.
to do that.
I don't know, maybe you had to. It's been
I
so
had to do
long
that
since I was
in my
actually
first
new,
run.
Gabe. Maybe that's what you actually have to do, and I just completely forgot about it. 'Cause that was, like, 2 years ago, and
Yeah.
oh, yeah, that's definitely not what she's supposed to look like.
Yeah, I don't know, like, my settings are as high as they'll go aside from I have VSync off.
Yeah, that was my experience that if you that's why I have my graphics to the only
It
thing I
actually looks
have to
normal.
extra high is post processing. Everything else is to high. There's some setting that like will cause that. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the shadows or what. Um
Actually, everything's on high, depth of field is valid.
these are my settings.
Let's
Invalid
see.
VSync, automatic frame rate, motion blur off,
Turn off.
depth of field valid. Everything is high except post processing. Post processing, I have to extra high because the fog just looks like ass below extra high. That's about it. Everything else, you can have it all to low as well. That's I used to
Mhm.
run like that too. The shadows look so bad.
Right.
um. All right, so yeah, I think you probably have a fairly good grasp of the intro. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
Cool. So the tutorial. Uh, since we're on new game, we can just go through this individually. We can't go to the other character and like chapter select as well. I also just like restart from last save. That's like the other way I practice. Like I just make a
That's
new
fair.
character and restart from last save.
Yeah, I guess as long as
Um,
you don't know, as long as you're not like practicing the base digs or whatever.
yeah, exactly. Um, so I run
And
over.
there's new tech in this, right? Like there's a way to skip a tutorial in the tutorial thing.
Yes, that's a later.
Oh,
That's a
okay.
later chapter, though there is a small piece of new tech for this chapter, but it's not just in this chapter. So, um, let me bring the audio back to me, and I'll show you how the tutorial works. It's pretty basic, but so we run over to the storehouse, and I'm just mashing tab to open the iDroid, and now I'm just mashing enter, spacebar. This part is where Japanese saves time, this tutorial. I'm mashing E to switch to the map, and now you just kind of wait for like a minute. So you can just
Yeah.
chill,
Where Virgil's
zoom
like,
in and
aha,
out.
I have discovered goats.
Yep. So you want to have clean water and the raw mutton for this part specifically. So you don't have to go over to this watering hole.
Mhm.
This is where you take a sip of a beer if you're me.
Yeah, the only thing I've got on hand is vodka.
That's appropriate for Survive as well. Any form of alcohol for Survive, even Keystone Light. All right, so eventually they tell you to put a way marker once this yellow circle. So I'm just like you mash space bar, left click, enter, whatever, it doesn't matter. And then you press tab, and this is where you need to do menuing really fast if you want to be fast. So the first thing you do, this is really important. You want to put on your gear first. Put on your gear first. Do not add your wait a minute. Do I have this backwards? I want to make sure I don't say this the wrong way. Let me check my notes.
Right, because if you put food in your inventory and then equip your loadout, it deletes a bunch of your food.
Yes, like it's it is a known glitch. It has happened. It's happened to me. It's happened to No Good. Um you want to equip your loadout first, then put in your food and drink. I don't know why it like can just disappear stuff. It's really annoying. So you want to apply your loadout once right at the start. Don't ever touch the loadout screen ever after that point. It's just bad news. So I equip my loadout, which my New Game Plus equipment is on my first slot, and then I put on my food, so steamed horse, grilled horse, and soup, and then a clean water canteen. And the clean water canteen is literally just for this part because you're so thirsty. That clears out having to. I think you'd have to use 3 soups.
I think it's 2 because canteen's 1800 water and soup is like I thought soup was 900.
If I recall correctly, I can't remember, but I think if you do 2 soups, it doesn't like top you off. So I use a canteen here. It doesn't really matter, but it's just to like this is the thing you can do.
Sure.
I'd have to double check if it might not really make a difference, but that could just be an assumption I made 2 years ago. So let me do the menu. So hold spacebar, edit layout, apply loadout, manage possessions, and then you add your stuff. I would put it by weight. I usually put it by weight. So this stuff is already spoiling. Or maybe this stuff was spoiled to begin with. I don't know. So clean water canteen, food. Don't have a whole lot of anything because all this stuff spoiled so fast. I don't understand what that's about.
Weird.
So strange. This game is bizarre.
Yeah, because it normally takes a couple hours for that to happen.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Well, yeah, I think. Let's see, 1200 plus 1800. No, I think that's fine. What was I on about needing a clean water canteen? Oh, maybe it's to actually I'm not really sure. Anyways, you'd drink some soup, eat some food, get your buffs. I definitely need more food now because most of it doesn't even freaking exist for some reason. I have nothing.
What a video game.
Yeah. And my goat's not there. Unreal. Maybe I have it in the other inventory. If for some reason where's my ammo? What is going on? Maybe I don't have it in my... I don't know. I'm so confused right now. This game just always confusing. Don't ever do this, though. It's a huge waste of time. Food has nutritional value when you cook it. Did you know that?
No.
No, me neither.
I just pick up gerbils off the ground and eat them whole.
There you go. Just eat raw gerbil.
Bite into a gerbil like an apple.
So ideally, you will have done your menu so fast that you get yourself set up over here to interact with Virgil, because that's what you need to do. And then you get this little alert, right? So this is a really like subtle thing that I implemented recently. But so you know how like there's like this meter system when you're interacting with stuff? So you can actually like buffer this. Like that tutorial that popped up, I could buffer this, like so I'm like just like tapping it, and then the tutorial pops up, and then I skip that, hold spacebar, and then the meter completes, and save, like you save frames. That's a really like little minor optimization, but like we take what we can get with this game. So, get Virgil. You get your food stolen from you because this game is an asshole. Because that's just the survive life, and then you mash enter to go through all that.
Mhm.
The sub-tutorial for the tutorial, because everything went wrong for me. All my stuff is gone. This game's a cruel mistress. Okay. Yeah, so to review, you run to the resupply point, you mash tab, then you mash enter to skip the tutorial, then you mash E to get to the map. The bubble pops up, you create a way marker, and then you do your menus. You equip your gear, then you get your food, your water, your soup, all that stuff. You apply your buffs, and then you run over to Virgil and you wait for the tutorial, and then you interact with Virgil to end the chapter. Cool?
Okay. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go get some food in game. Not in real life. I'm not about to leave, folks. But I need to get food because I'm starving,
Yep.
and I cannot teach without food. So you can do the tutorial while I do that because
Mhm.
there's not a whole lot to do. It's really just like being efficient. That's about it.
Right.
The run is just the skipping the tutorial as well, and then doing your. This is a menu intensive chapter because if you do your menus fast, you'll save a little bit of time because you'll be in position for the
Did you know that humans need food and water to live?
Virgil didn't know that, so good for
Virgil's just
Virgil.
very good at Malaphors.
I learned that humans need food and water to survive. Food cooked is nutritious. Yeah, like my soup all disappeared. Like, what the heck, man? It's ridiculous. I made a bunch of, like, it all just rotted. Why did it rot? What is with this game and rotting? This game is rotting before my eyes. Hope that doesn't happen to you. That'll
It's
suck.
rotten to the core.
It is rotten to the core. Because this is episode 13. Just gonna blame it on that. Maybe I didn't even make the meat. No, I don't think I did. That probably explains it. Never disappeared. I just had the raw meat. It does not explain why the horse meat just all rotted. That's the part that makes no sense. Well, luckily for me, it honestly doesn't matter, because I'm not doing a full run.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
I think all my stuff rotted too somehow. Oh no, wait, there it is. I got my steamed zebra, my wild dog soup.
Yeah, so I was mentioning this to you before we streamed, but you want to put all your extras on your, it doesn't matter since we're just teaching, but
Yeah.
you want to organize by weight.
Yep.
And before the run, you would organize by weight, and that will put the clean bottle of water and like the mutton on the bottom where you don't need it, and then everything that you actually need on top.
All right, I need to have. Do you actually have to put the mutton in your inventory?
No, you just keep it in the storehouse.
Okay. Oh yeah, it just says straight up, just access Virgil. Okay.
Yep, A-okay.
All these ginger cookies.
Yeah, those you get for Christmas.
They also are selling them right now.
Oh, they're pointless. I don't know why you would buy that. It's a waste. I get.
The rations that give stamina up, right?
Yeah, they give you stamina.
Oh, so it's just it's
speed
trade
up.
trade battle. It's trade battle points for cookies
Oh, okay.
for the base dig event.
Gotcha.
A very skillful event.
It's with everything in this game. Once you have the turrets, folks, that's when the true skill begins.
Well, especially since for like base digs, I've got like what is it, 80 machine gun type Ds around my base, and I just say leave to crew. And machine gun type D is the same as machine gun turret for like auto resolving, which they're both 1800. So every part of my base has 80,000 defense. So I just leave like Reeve, and using all these turrets I've set up, he just fights off everything. And because I'm auto resolving, they don't lose any ammo.
Nice. That's a good strategy.
Yeah, so just once a day, I just say leave to crew, and I just get part of the way through base dig 5 again. I was gonna try to auto resolve base dig 6, but like
they're not going to be able
like
to handle it.
50,000 worth of enemies comes in those missions, so there's no way to do it.
It's really absurd.
Yeah, and from what I've heard, it's not worth. From like everybody that's done it, it's like you don't get anything that's substantially better than part 5. Anyway, I'm just sitting on the skip for this cutscene now.
Yeah. Oh, unlucky number 6. Well, the food's back. Maybe it's gonna rot. The moment I come back to this character, it's just gonna be like it's just gonna have a mound of food waste sitting in my resources.
Delicious.
Delicious food waste. Yeah, like where's my ammo?
Are you sure you didn't put all the ammo on your character and on the storehouse?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
It's saying you got new ammo in there.
I had to actually add it back for some reason.
Weird.
Okay, so this is gonna look kind of weird because that tutorial's supposed to happen at a certain time, but it didn't because I wasn't ready for it and blah blah blah, and so whatever. But I'm just gonna do my buffs now. Yeah, see, like I'm a little bit short, so you just have to like use another soup or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the moment this mission starts, I'm holding, I believe you hold down and left. So A and S, and you start sprinting, and you're going to start sprinting towards there. You want to take out a loud weapon, not one with a suppressor. Somewhere over here, you'll get the tutorial by these rocks. So just be prepared for that. And then we're just going to run towards the first memory board.
All right, yeah. Use a warning shot to draw the wanderers into a specific area so that none of them are on you when you hit the memory board.
Yep. Yeah, so right at that crystal, I shouldn't be stopping because this is actually like fairly tight, but at the second crystal, you just fire with a loud weapon and then you start running forward. I switched to my assault rifle because I just want to one hit kill these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Kill them. And then just run straight for the door. And they're going to be all over on the opposite end. And we're all good. So you just interact from the memory board at that point.
Right,
I'm going to do it again.
As long as they're not actively pursuing you, you can interact with the memory board.
Yep. Yeah, they can't see you, quote unquote, or be focused on you.
Although I remember in the BBG run, you had a guy that somehow noticed you like from the opposite side of a building.
Is that for the next chapter?
It was somewhere way later in the run. Just
okay.
So I think it was in like Ruins 2 or something.
Oh yeah. anyways, so we shoot at this crystal. I'm just gonna try something right now. Can you just literally kill only one? Or just kill one of them. We save time. Yeah. You don't even need to. You don't even need to kill both of them. Well, there you go. There's some free time save for you. You don't have to kill both of them.
Nice.
One more time. This time I'm not even gonna shoot. I think you have to shoot. But let's see.
Yeah.
See, this is why like creating a new character and practicing is actually really not that bad. You just
Yeah, because you
restart a
can just
checkpoint.
yeah. I didn't think about start from or reset or return to base camp or whatever.
I forgot how the math works out, but you can like do it with your main character. Just make sure that you're not just make sure that you're not overdoing the stamina,
Right.
your
Yeah.
stats. All right, this time I didn't shoot at all. It worked. Yeah, I don't even know if you need to shoot, honestly. Maybe it's a consistency thing. I can't really recall, but you could try not shooting at all or just shooting once. Probably will
Mhm.
work. Probably. So you get the memory board, and I'm mashing enter. But I wouldn't like really quickly mash it because like chances are you're just gonna like go back into the main world like a jackass. So just like tap it. I do it like very deliberately, like all the inputs here. It's like, tap down, enter, left, enter. Because there's like
Yeah.
that little
Eventually, you'll get the
delay.
muscle memory for it.
Be very careful. I've nearly done this a couple times. Do not return to title menu. I have done this not nearly. It's never happened, but I've almost done it. It's like a terrible way to lose a run. So be very careful on the pause menu. Return to base camp.
Mhm.
Then run forward. So you see right there, I was buffering the the meter. So I can just hold enter and then boom, it just immediately goes. I think that one it takes about 3 seconds and then you get it. It's like 3 seconds and then you want to start holding enter to interact with Virgil and then you get that little time save. Again, it's
It's
peanuts,
frames.
but it's
Yeah.
frames, but it's something. Obviously for you, just focus on the broad strokes before you start
Mhm.
thinking about like, oh no, I didn't buffer the meter.
Yeah. Like it's saving. It's at this point, it's saving frames in a 2.5 hour run.
Yep.
At
All
some
right.
point, that will matter, but like right now,
Nah, it doesn't really matter right now. Exactly. All right. Now's
all right.
your turn.
Okay. All right, my health's still low because I ate during the. We've marked the location on your map. And I always forget how long you can just sprint when you're not in the dust.
Yeah, you it's basically infinite for all intents and purposes. We have another tutorial here. They want you to put down a fence and start stabbing enemies
Yeah.
through it, but who needs that?
I could try doing this a couple times.
Yeah,
Seems
do it a few
fairly
times. I mean,
straightforward.
it's a pretty fast little chapter.
Yeah. Does the chapter end when you get the memory board?
The
Like, is that the
chapter
whole
ends when you
chapter?
give it to Virgil.
Okay. Oh, weird. And by restarting from save, I just start with full health.
So right there, you probably noticed that you like had like a drop.
Yeah, and I
Like,
lost a little bit of speed from that.
Yeah, this is like the sort of things you'll learn over time of like avoid this, don't run into that. Like
Right.
sometimes the lines are designed around the fact like I don't want to go over that rock because then I'll drop and I'll stall for a moment.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's just stuff that you figure out as you keep going through this. Give it one more go. It seems pretty straightforward, especially now you don't have to shoot two dudes.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't think you have to shoot, which saves like 2 seconds or something.
Yeah, so there we go. Learn a new tech all the time.
I just optimized it for you on the fly. I'm like, all right, until it fails, and then I guess shoot one of them. Because I think the whole thing. I think the reason why I did that from the get go was to, like, you make sure that all the enemies that are by the memory board come over, but I don't think you need to. I don't think you need to.
I mean, I did notice the last time I did this that only one guy came out, which was interesting. All right, I should probably aim near the thing so I don't run past it. Oh, there's the weird lighting error again. You can look at Captain being a super hot there.
Looking a bit strange. Looking like a looks like Onyx, like the gem.
Oh
Onyx
yeah,
gem. That's what it looks.
I don't know why this keeps happening.
Just survive things.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So yeah, chapter 2, pretty simple.
Mm-hmm. Oh good, I learned how to make sandbag foothold. I didn't realize that's where you got that.
Right at the start. So I skipped through all that. Oh, I shouldn't start going until I know you're actually watching.
I got it up on my second monitor.
So okay, cool. So I run around this crate. Boom, boom. Run along this base. Past the next base. And then we're going to dive right here. So, boom. There's like a little thing that you can do. This applies across the like the Fox Engine games. If you dive at just the right distance, that's not right. Like when you contact the ground, if you dive at just the right distance and you contact like with the edge, instead of like gliding like you normally do with the dive, your animation will reset and you'll like stand instead. Trying to get it. The distance. So it's the same distance every time, but obviously the visual cue is different. I think it does save a little bit of time, but it's not really like that big of a deal.
Yeah, the roll seems pretty fast anyway.
Come on. Oh, I would definitely dive here anyways, because yeah, you see how like,
just falling off the ledge, like you lose all your momentum.
Yeah, like that. See, so we wanna dive in. Hug the wall. Booty doody doo. Okay. Be careful here. It's really easy to like be too far to the left and you're like looking at the energy crystals. So you want to run straight and see like you could run past it and then crystals. So stop stop on a dime basically when you enter this room, and you'll land right there.
Can you,
And then you can,
if you do aim, like, does that can you aim to get more precision stopping?
yeah, you can. You can like,
Because it seems like that's the main reason to aim, because you don't have the the extra overrun momentum or whatever.
true, yeah. You can stop. I mean, you can slide in. It's not like that big of a deal, as long as
Hmm.
you basically do it like the moment you enter the room.
Sure.
That way you don't, boom, and then you just literally like slide forward, and then run over,
Yeah,
get
anytime
the
you have to
memory
pick up
board.
resources, you just kind of slide to the thing.
Yep. As long as you're in range, the playable character will just slide. Um, be careful because you can get grabbed here. So I like sort of like run around. Like I kind of try to bait him to one side and then I just like juke over.
Mhm.
That's the only one you have to worry about.
Yeah, the crawlers always are the worst, because that's like the longest
Mm.
animation to
Yep.
break out of a grab.
Yep. If they grab your
'Cause
ankle, it's really bad. It's like
for some reason,
over five
Captain just really
seconds.
loves trying to punch these dudes that are like on the ground.
It's really bad.
And then also that's also bad because you can end up getting a sprain.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. It's just bad all around. So be very careful about wanderers on the ground.
Oh
We
right, I
hug
forgot
the
to.
wall.
I just realized I forgot to equip any kind of medical stuff too, because you want to have like one of each thing, right?
You don't really need to worry about that right now because like
Okay.
it just shouldn't happen. Just don't
Hmm.
don't hurt yourself early on. Wait until you don't want to equip any medical stuff until the first base dig.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I guess because that's where you have a bunch of extra time, because you're
yep.
just waiting for a timer to count down.
So crowds are not consistent, like the position of enemies within a crowd. So
Yeah.
there's not like a constant line here. Just try to weave your way around the crowds. Don't go too close. Like here, I'm gonna go like boom. Oh god, there's like a pile of them here.
All right.
See,
You
like
don't
this
have
is
the
a
healing
bad
crystals yet,
crowd.
right?
This is a really bad crowd because they were like all bunched right there.
Yeah.
So I climb up and I kill both of these guys. Because there is a possibility like those enemies can stop you from interacting with this memory board.
Right.
I go to this door, very important. This door, open it up, and you walk to this memory board. If you start running, they hear it.
Hmm.
So do not run in here. And don't open from this side. I well actually, you know what? This is another one of these see, like they noticed me. I don't know. Let me see. Again, we're doing some on the fly
Just do
routing.
science.
Boom. Everyone look at me. So I would go boom, 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 boom. I dived. I would have to actually try this one more time to really know, but I know for a fact that if you kill these two wanderers, run over here, unlock the door, and walk in, it'll work every time. But if
Okay.
both those wanderers don't die, there's a chance that one of them will stop you from interacting with it, and you lose a bunch of time. So
Hmm.
pretty bad. Um, Probably shouldn't have reset for time purposes, but it's fine. We'll do this whole part again. And then there's one more memory board that we have to retrieve. I think yeah, because this whole part that we're gonna be doing is probably only like 30 minutes. So usually we do like a 90-minute split, but I think it's fine. All right, so I dive at like that shrub, boom. Once we enter the room, stop, pick up the tank, run over here, get the memory board. I'm holding left to get out as quickly as possible. Boom. Try to bait the Wanderer. If you want to be like really safe, you just dome him, but I want to keep on moving.
Yeah.
And hug the wall. From my testing before, long time ago, it was faster to just go along the wall at this point because it's actually really not that far of a distance. You could return to base camp, but then you have to like run all the way there. You already like kind of make some progress by going over here. So we hug the wall. Crowd is random. Hope you get a good crowd. Like, so this is a good crowd. See, I didn't have to like run around a pile that was right by the where I'm trying to climb. I'll try this method. See if it works. Pretty sure it won't though. Well, that guy didn't die. Mash spacebar, walk in. Yeah, see? This is why you go around. See how long
Weird.
I'm waiting?
Yeah.
So yeah, kill those two, run around, open the door, walk in. I mean, look at this. This is ridiculous. Maybe it's like I have to hide first. Maybe if you like hide first.
Might have to close the door. I don't know.
Yeah, or close the door. I'm not sure. Maybe if you walk over to the side. Something to test. That might be a strat, but I'm not gonna
Right.
worry about that right now. All right, so you return to base camp. Put in the data. All right, so this is where the new tutorial skip is. So you're gonna go over here. Actually, I screwed this up. You want to assemble the wait a minute. No, that's fine. That's right. So you want to make the wormhole extractor, and then she's gonna be like, you can now craft an air tank, and then like a notification will pop up, and then you want to start building the air tank. Not
Okay.
before then. Because you see this tutorial just immediately pops up. Before I figured out how this worked, what would happen is that you get 2 air tank tutorial alerts because you like brought both memory boards back at once. You're getting like 2. There's like 2 flags the game has to go through. This is just like my guess of why this happens, and like the order gets confused. So you have to let the game like be like, oh, you did this, now you can do this. So you have to wait until you can now craft an air tank. Pause, and then a notification pops up. Start building the air tank. And then you'll skip the air tank tutorial completely. And you just skip this tutorial and you go. And that on its own saves like 20 seconds. Which is pretty huge. And it's great. So we just start running due east immediately. Bada boom boom boom. Bada bang bang bang. That iron stuff, run towards that. The goats can actually run into you. Just be careful of that, because there are some goats over here. They can like,
Yeah, I think they usually run away, but if they bump into you, that stuns you a little bit.
yeah, it stuns you a little bit. So try to avoid creatures.
Mm-hmm.
So I should have been a little bit more to the right, because we're trying to go through that like little path here. As you already know, the dust slows you down hardcore, so stamina management's going to be way more important here.
Yeah.
2 pages here. Oops. Still running. You should still have all your buffs right now. Ideally, as long as you're not like slowing down at all, you will have You will have your buffs completely until we do the defense in the next chapter. Just as something to aim for as far as speed goes.
Okay.
You'd slide down. My stamina management is not how it should be, but you'd slide down, you'd walk forward, run towards this window, and then you just jump through. And you don't actually need to move. You just interact with this memory board. Don't go through the door because it's not as direct. Slide down the cliff, run forward, press spacebar, break the window, and interact with the memory board and turn to base camp. Don't return to
Gotcha.
title screen. Yeah, that chapter is actually fairly complicated. There's like a fair bit going on. And like I said to you earlier, it's possible that we could actually use that door. Maybe you just have to like walk over to the wall or something so they don't see you. And if we could do
Feels
that,
like
that would
just the
save.
window's very direct though. Anyway, like.
Oh, I was talking about the other memory board, but yeah, the
Oh,
the window
right.
is direct. That is no question. I do wonder if we could maybe like still use that door because it's a little bit closer. But who knows? Anyways,
Mhm.
your turn.
Okay. I think the one thing I gotta untrain myself is like I saw you running through there and it's like, oh, all those med kits, should grab those.
Yeah, ignore everything. Literally everything that is not a key item.
Mhm.
Because otherwise, at the very end, you'll get a bunch of like, you got this, you got that, you got this. And it's like, I don't want to see any of that.
Yeah. Well, also you're gonna be leaving a lost box behind too, and all this other stuff. Like,
Yep, pretty much. All the time.
oop.
Yep. Run around the crate and go past these like concrete bases.
Yeah. When I first saw this, I thought it was like Big Shell. I'm like, why is that here? It's 1975.
Big old mother base.
Oop.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really easy to overshoot it.
Yeah.
The moment you enter that door, you just stop. Then we hug the wall.
Mm-hmm. Also, I thought I had more grenades equipped than this. That's fine. Because I have the 2 different grenade pouches. Oh, it's probably because I only have 10 grenades on this loadout, not 16.
Yeah, and you don't... I don't know if you have, like... I think you have only, like, one slot.
Oh, yeah, I might not have enough equipment slots now. Oop,
yeah. Nice, nice movement. Kill these fools. You can run to that door. It's totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
Just once you get inside, walk. Bada bing, bada boom.
Alright, I guess I could have just returned to base camp.
Yes. Now I know how long the delay is between the feed and you doing that. Yeah. Oh, you need to return the memory boards first.
Oh, do I? Because it already lets me build the wormhole extraction device.
Huh. Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, you probably have to talk to Virgil to get the next chapter anyway, right? Like...
Well, I think you have to get both of these boards to...
Why is my face so wrong?
I don't know. I think you have to talk to Virgil. Yeah, because like, hey, there's another memory board out there. So now you can craft the air tank. Once you see those alerts, you're fine. You can pre-buffer it as well, but that's just like a optimization thing. And see, like, you automatically get like the skill tutorial.
Mhm.
So you skip the air tank tutorial completely. And then you run through, optimally you run through the skill builder since it's like right there. Due
Okay.
east and head on over.
Yeah, that's the sound a goat makes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, famous goat sound, squeak.
A little bit too much to the left.
Oops.
Just want to make sure you're not going down the wrong path.
Oh, right, this actually gives me... Oops, right. I got distracted by getting a marker.
Yeah, thankfully here you get a marker, so it's pretty hard to get lost here.
Mhm.
Later on, we are not so lucky. Oh, careful with your stamina. Oh, whoa.
Yeah. No, yeah, that
Ooh,
got really
baby.
bad. And then just return to base camp.
How low did that get? It looked like it got to
200.
like a 200. Okay. Ooh, Nelly. Yep, then you run
Alright,
forward and analyze
yeah.
the data. This chapter is a little bit hard to practice since you'd have to like you can practice it in portions. Like you can't practice the whole thing together. So
Yeah, you do. It's based around how many times you come back to base camp, since it
yep,
auto saves.
yep. So our our pauses are practically identical. That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions about that chapter?
Nah, I think it's just about getting muscle memory and all that stuff.
That's right. All right, skip the codec. There is no alert there, so I'm holding down. There's just 3 pages. Rotate the camera. So we're running due south. I don't have my buffs on, so I'm a little bit slower than I should be.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pretend like I have it on, even though, nah, it doesn't matter. I'll show you the good thing to do. I am not wasting my food, even though it is all a waste. This is all for tutorial purposes. So we run to this rock. This line is really easy. I mean, very hard to get lost. Don't try to run
Okay.
between those trees. You can't do it. You can run like this if you want. But don't run through the trees. You can't. At some point, you're going to have to regain your stamina. Just keep on hugging the rocks. And then you'll see this tower. Run past the tower. Walk mode, drop down. And then you're going to run forward to the transporter. And interact with the transporter. So...
All right, we got our first base defense here.
Yeah,
Kind of.
and there's actually this one is pretty important. Well, it's fairly important. I'm not going to say like, oh man, you have to play this perfectly or anything, but we want to maximize our energy as much as we can here, so we can hopefully get to level 6 when we level up.
Okay.
Now, one thing I do want to mention is you could potentially level up your stuff in the next chapter and get like a dexterity endurance boost. I don't know if that's worth it. I would have to retime it, but it's something to consider. But we want to maximize our kills here. Whenever you have a dig, you'll just automatically get energy, and you can retrieve arrows really easily, which is
Mhm.
nice. You don't have to dig it out. So right from the get-go, gonna turn around. You can just use ammo without a care in the world. I usually fire at wanderers in third person. I just find it easier because it really is like smack dab in the middle.
Yeah. And if you only have iron sights, it doesn't really matter anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
The only time
You
I
can
ever aim down sights is when I've got like a scope. Like your
explosive
bow there
arrows.
clipping into your brain tumor.
Hey, I call it a beauty mark. Okay. You'll want to come over here. You can like go over the other side. I went through the base. You'd probably want to go around. That way you can not have to climb over fences because that's kind of slow. Oh, and don't make the mistake I did where I like tried to point blank an explosive arrow through the fence. It doesn't
Right,
work
so
like
you'll
that.
blow yourself
You'll
up.
blow yourself up. A bunch of
Yeah, I've
wanderers
done
will
that.
show up at around the minute mark. Just riggedy wreck their faces.
Hmm.
After that group, I climb up here. And then I break this crystal.
All right,
Since,
you just got to Skyrim your way up.
yep. They're like nice chunk of change. Because
Yeah,
they
for this
take a
part of
while
the
to
game,
show
it's
up.
like 2.5 wanderers.
Yeah, it's pretty significant. Once you see 30 seconds, just try to keep track that you're not like overdoing it. You're
Hmm.
not like wasting a bunch of time. Run out over here. See if there's any more you can just like pick off really quickly. So I can probably take out like 2 more. And now I'm gonna get our menu out. Um, I use the audio cue of the timer beeping because like the timer changes tone at the last 5 seconds.
Right,
Then I
yeah.
know like, okay, I'm gonna eat now.
Hmm.
Um, just to maximize like the timers. It usually that doesn't really matter, but I mean, it's just like good practice to don't eat like at the start of a dig because it doesn't make any sense. Um,
Right.
and then it'll tick down to 0. And then once you see the check mark, return to base camp.
Hmm.
And then it'll just immediately fade in, fade out, and you just skip. So yeah, that defense, it does actually matter, like that you play fairly well. So it's just so you can maximize your experience gain. So you can, level more, but it's not like a huge deal. And once you do it a few times, you'll get a sense of the flow of the defense, of all the defenses. But yeah.
Right, yeah. Because they all come in specific waves. It seems like even that's the same with like salvage missions.
Yep. That's right.
Like playing with the people that play those so much, like, gosh. That is the people that have the skill in the salvage missions, is the ones that don't even use turrets. They just know where guys are going to
They just
come from and just
know,
start
yeah, they
picking them
just
off.
know every pattern.
Yeah.
All right.
Where's my
Let's do
cursor at?
this.
Oh, I think I'm still just tabbed into the game. All right.
So how are you feeling about this run so far in this tutorial?
Yeah, I mean, like all of them, like breaking it down into discrete parts makes it pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's the nice thing about this game is it's all in chapters. So it's not like we're really flowing between
Yeah.
like one space. I mean, it is one space, but it's all chunks. So it
Oh
makes
yeah,
it,
and my buffs just wore off right there.
yeah. So that's how you know, like what once you can actually get to this dig without losing your buffs, that's when you know you like really have mastered like the intro.
Mhm.
So we
All right,
want to
hug the
hug
wall.
that left wall.
Yeah. Then wait for the tower, run past the right. Pay attention to stamina. Yeah, I know, Virgil. I think I took the bad
Yeah,
route on
you
that
took a lower path.
because here's where I need to be anyway. I'm gonna try that again.
Yeah, this is
'Cause
another.
I feel like the routing is the more important part of this because the other part is just like kill enemies efficiently.
Yeah, yeah, um, yeah. So for this one, you run just hold S at
Oh,
the
right.
start of the chapter. You'll
Yeah.
immediately start going in the right direction, and then you basically just go south, and then hug the wall, the left wall. Just hug
Mhm,
that
mhm.
wall.
Right.
Thankfully, there are several lines in this game where it literally is like hug the wall, and that's like the fastest way. There's a few lines that are a bit more complicated than that, but
Yeah,
some
I
from are
remember you were saying some like, oh yeah, run to this bush and then to that rock.
yeah, that like the Nicholas run is complicated and Ruins 3 is also pretty complicated, but this one is easy, easy stakes.
There we
Just
go. That's it.
there you go. Yeah, just hug that wall. You're good to go. Yeah, it's just so we avoid having to go over the fences because obviously climbing is
Slow.
pretty
Yeah.
damn slow. And try to end at the you know, optimizations of course, but try to end at the transporter at like 900 of course, if at all possible.
Mhm.
That's again optimization stuff. First important thing is just knowing how to get there.
I never realized until doing this like how dependent I was in salvage missions for on the map for like knowing where all the wanderers are.
Yeah, here you just kind of have to know where they're coming from.
Yeah.
At the very start, they're all. It's gonna take a while for them to all show up. So
I guess you can also follow the threat ring for a bit.
yes, the threat ring is also a good indicator. So I do what you're doing right now. I take out a few over here, and then
Oh yeah, I think
eventually
there's
I go over to the other side and take those out. And then by the time I'm done taking the guys out on the right side, by that
Whoop.
point,
Oh, you
then
can't shoot that through. That's why you did that. Okay.
yeah,
Didn't realize you can't shoot that through the thing. All right.
yep, that's
Yep. Oh,
yeah.
there we go.
At this
All right.
point,
Yeah, you don't want them to get taken out by the transporter because that loses you experience.
exactly. Yeah, so I showed bad practice because I like went back into the base, but you can wrap around the outer circle to those fences, and then you don't have to like climb over the fence.
Sure. Oh right, yeah. And then at this point, you want to go up and grab the crystal.
Most of the defenses are not this involved, but the first two
Yeah.
are actually quite involved because there's stuff that you need to do.
Yeah. Nah, I messed this one. I beat this one pretty bad.
It's okay. And then get ready to apply your buffs.
Oh, And then just return to base camp since it's over.
Yep. We can actually get a comparison of how much XP I had versus you had, so you can get a sense of what to aim for, roughly speaking.
That is actually really weird, because if you have flame arrows, you can actually shoot those through the fence. The only one you can't do is grenade arrows, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll just blow yourself up. All right. So I have 17954 energy. And if I
Okay.
leveled up right now, which is what I generally don't do, but it might actually be worth it. I'm really not sure. Let's see how much I can level up.
Yeah, I'm
I
at
can get to
I'm at
level 3.
13021.
So I can get like 1 level in Dex and Endurance. Not until. So how many did you have? Sorry.
13021, so I missed out on like 4,000, which is fairly
Quite a lot.
significant.
It's
Yeah.
pretty significant, yeah.
But it's because I lost a bunch of dudes because they got taken out by the transporter.
Yeah, yeah. Um Again, I can't confirm whether leveling here is actually worth it. You would have to save enough time from running forward, leveling up to like level 2 to get the dexterity, or just like 1 level for the dexterity boost or whatever, and then run back. So probably isn't worth it, but I don't know. Anyways, I leveled up anyways just to see. So
Mhm.
when you spawn, you're facing this way. You're facing towards the skill builder. Just turn around and interact with this. Use your mouse to go to the transporter,
Mhm.
and then you're going to immediately start running forward. Turn left immediately. You're going to see wanderers, and then you know you're going the right way. Just keep on following this direction. Eventually, you're going to see a blue light. Now we're really getting into the meat and potatoes of like not getting lost. So just keep on holding this direction. You'll see a blue light. That means you're going the right way.
Right, yeah. We're still at
Then
the
you're,
part where we can follow the signpost that the game is actually laid out.
yes. It's these are still fairly easy lines. Um,
Oh, right,
so yeah,
this is Miranda, right?
yep, this is the Miranda rescue. Um, so we go straight west. Or
Because we
actually
follow that
it's
crashed helicopter, which actually takes us to a crashed ambulance.
yeah, for the
The ambulance also got pulled through a wormhole. Everybody in the helicopter crash died.
yeah, I never really thought about that, why there's an ambulance and a helicopter, but maybe that ambulance was there before.
They're all just getting
I
pulled
don't
out of
know.
time. It's whatever.
It's just, space-time stuff. Um,
I also don't know why a hospital nurse was driving an ambulance, but whatever.
she's she's got a lot of talents. Multi-talented. Um, so yeah, you run towards the light and there's gonna be this crevice.
Hmm.
I start in walk mode at this point. And this is another warning shot strat. So shoot, climb, go over here. Okay, this happens really quickly, but there is a dive point here, where you can like dive perfectly between like there's like a crack. There's like another ledge right below this ledge. Um, you don't want to dive onto that ledge. You want to dive past it. So there's like a line you want to take here so you can dive past it and not land on that, because obviously that's not good. Um, you see this? Like where I'm dropping, that's where you want to be. There's like this
Okay, I'll see once the
crack.
stream catches up.
Yeah, refresh in case it's like really far behind.
Yeah,
Um
that's fair. Yeah.
yeah, so there's this crack.
Hmm.
I dive in, climb in walk mode, your stamina back if you don't have a lot of stamina.
Right.
Hold R to pick her up. And here, where my cursor is, there's like you can drop to the floor. If you drop over here, it's like another rock platform. So drop if assuming there's not wanderers like swarming around you. That's the assumption. If there's like a bunch of wanderers like right here, don't drop over here. It's not worth it. You could get hit, you drop Miranda, and it's pretty much GG at that point because chances are Miranda's going to get hit a bunch or you're going to have to start killing wanderers and it's just bad. So if there's a bunch of wanderers over here, just drop over on the right side, take the little time loss from going this way. There is some spot over here where you can just like run off the ledge, but ideally you just drop right here. So I pick her up, like this, boom. Then you're going to open this gate, another lock. Run forward, and then a little bit forward. I don't know the earliest point off the top of my head, but we want to drop off Miranda so we don't have to carry her. So like right, this
you
this is
dropped
like
her like next to
plenty.
the corn pile, basically.
Like this spot will work fine.
Okay.
I think the IL. The individual level run I've done that this like shows like the earliest point. I think like this shadow corner is like totally fine. You just don't want to drop her too far back because when you go and retrieve her, you'll be too far away from the transport and the mission will fail. So drop her off. Be very careful. There's a wanderer right over here by this couch. So I go through the couch and the barrel like this. And then come up here to the transporter. Explosive arrows are going to be really useful here. There's going to just be a massive amount of them just showing up here. Worthwhile mentioning as well that before you interact with the transporter, they'll start hitting Miranda. But once the transporter starts, they'll stop hitting Miranda. That's why it's so important that you do not get grabbed on the way there, because she could just get killed if you move carelessly and get grabbed. So do not do that. POWs, survivors, like they're defenseless. So at 30 seconds, you should be already dropping down. Pick her up. Then run over. You want to stop right here in this little corner. That way you won't get blasted by the transporter. And then apply your buffs right here. So boop, 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 boop. And you can't return to base camp. You have a survivor, so you have to actually
use the transporter, but it's fine because it's right there.
Yep. That I would say the Miranda rescue is probably like the first like difficult chapter. I would say I would make the argument because like there is a fair bit of risk going on. Like you could fail the mission, you could like get stun locked because there's a huge pile of enemies down there. That's why we do that warning shot to like misdirect them so they're not like swarming us when we go rescue Miranda.
Yeah. You're trying to draw aggro early so that you can get past them.
Yep. So
makes sense.
Now is your turn.
Okay. So let's see if I can remember everything that just happened.
Yeah, there's a lot that happens really quickly in that chapter. like that moment where you enter that camp, there's like a very fast sequence of events. So turn left. You want to turn left immediately. You're like going,
Okay. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
you're going way off.
Yeah. Boop.
The moment you like leave that transporter area,
I'm just gonna go back to the beginning of this game.
yeah, it's fair.
So
You
just
like,
hop. Yeah.
yeah, you run straight out and then hang a left immediately.
Okay. Yeah. Hug the walls as always, and then there will be a patch of wanderers there, and
Yeah.
that's how you know you're doing the right thing.
So the left area where you were shooting at wanderers, you want to go that way. If you want to think of the last chapter.
Sure.
So yeah, run straight out and hang a left the moment there's the fork.
Yep. There we go.
Yep, and just run straight ahead. Yeah, you just make it like a 90-degree and just keep on moving that way, basically. Eventually you'll see the blue light and just run towards that.
Is there an ideal way that you an ideal point that you wait to start running again? Or is it just like to taste?
It depends on the chapter. I'm gonna just kind of like hand wave that question because it's weird optimization stuff. There's definitely like a better way.
Yep.
Yeah, you want to climb. Yeah, I'll put that aside. Yeah, so run over to that ledge, dive off. Really nice dive. That was really good.
Oh, that's not a place I want that guy to be.
Oh, jeez. Did you get hit?
No.
Okay, good.
Whoa, that guy shouldn't be there. Ah, that sucks. Why is that guy there?
Oh, gosh. Yep, random crowds. They're fun. Random crowds are fun. Miranda's fine.
Yep.
Yeah, I immediately just start using explosive arrows. I wouldn't really worry about the ones streaming in. I would go for the ones like nearest to the camp, just so you can get those.
Yeah,
points.
I was just looking for ones that were grouped up. Yep.
Then around 30 seconds, you want to start making your way to Miranda to pick her up.
All right.
Wait at that little corner.
I probably could have killed more of them, but there we go.
Yeah, it's, it's fine. You should still, well, hopefully you should have enough experience to hit level 5, which is what you want.
I picked up another 9,000 or so, so we'll see.
That should be fine.
There's
baby.
Onyx Shepherd there, Onyx Captain.
Onyx Shepherd. Mass Effect.
I don't know why I think of it. She's it's Mass Effect. Who knows? Anyway.
Captain Shepherd. And this is my favorite game on the Citadel. All right, so
yeah, no, it really took a weird turn after Andromeda.
I didn't play any after Mass Effect 2, but anyways, yeah, so that's the Miranda rescue. That one's a little bit more involved, as you can tell. And we're getting into more dealing with the dust and not getting lost.
Yeah.
I think this one is just an automatic load. I don't think you need to press enter. We'll see if I'm lying. Nope, I'm not lying. Okay.
Nice.
So this is where I normally level up. So ideally, you get to level 6, but level 5 is what you want, because then you can get
You can get
dex
level 2
boost.
in dexterity.
Yep, exactly. You can get both level 2s.
I find it weird the dexterity is represented by a brain, but
I don't
endurance is
understand that. I don't
yeah.
get it, but you're the smart person because you level movement speed. That's basically what it means. Um, don't level anything else. All this other stuff is absolutely fucking worthless. Um,
Yeah,
I mean
because
the
you're
combat
not
stuff
using
is
melee
good.
weapons, so you're not going to use any of these like
Yeah,
close
like
combat stuff.
none of this stuff matters. Um, this stuff doesn't matter. It's just a waste of time. Just level your dexterity and endurance.
Hmm.
And then you immediately go to Virgil. You have to apply a crewmate to a base development. Just put Reeve on base development and don't do anything else. Everyone on
Hmm.
your base is gonna starve and be thirsty and be sad, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, this world will cease to exist in like 2 hours.
Yep. So, uh, and then we're going to do Ruins 1, which I think that might be where we'll stop for the day. I mean, I guess we could do the final retrieval after that, but we're starting to run out of time, so we might just end it here after. Well,
Yeah, because you
obviously
wanted to
you'll do
do
your
a full sequence of everything that had been taught so far.
yeah, and we could maybe do two of those potentially, but obviously resources. Um,
So when do you start? When do you actually start like going to the bench and just like refilling ammo and stuff?
you should ideally you should only do that when it's convenient, and the only times where that's convenient is digs. So
Yeah,
the
that's what I
base
thought.
digs. So the first reload and all that fun stuff is the first base dig when you get the wormhole digger, and then the second one is um when you're digging to Africa. Ideally, that those are the only times you ever reload your ammo or change things at all during the run. Now, if
Right.
things go wrong later and you have to like make a pit stop, that's fine. But you should
It's
do
just
it
like
when
a
it's
5 second time loss, basically.
yeah, it's not something you want to you don't want to go out of your way. You want to play conservatively with your stuff if possible.
Hmm.
So, all right, so we'll end it with Ruins 1, which is honestly a good place to end anyways cuz this is a fairly cool part of the run anyways. So, we go straight back to the transporter we just came out of with Miranda.
Hmm.
We're going to run straight forward, dive off that cliff. There is a sandbag and container over here. I'm glad that my cursor shows up. It's fantastic. I'm going to run through that and then dive. That way I don't have to climb over the sandbag.
Okay.
It's like that. Boom. Dive off. And then we're going to climb over here. Should have been in walk mode. Oops. So you climb that. There's some spot over here, by the way. If you're like too far to the left, when you climb, you'll like slide back down. It's really fucking annoying. I'm just warning you. There's like
Hmm.
that spot right there. Do not climb right here. It's such a debate. Right at the edge.
Huh.
So it'll look
I don't
kind
think
of
I've ever
like
hit that.
I have. It's horrible. So
Amazing.
don't climb on the edge. It always looks like I'm kind of like, why am I climbing a little bit to the right? That's why. So I
Hmm.
climb right there. And then you can climb up this. You don't have to go around. Climb up this, squeeze through,
Hmm. Yeah.
and then you run through this like helicopter debris. You can like actually like run through without getting like the drop, but it's a weird angle.
Hmm.
Then we go to the left. Make sure to have your fences out because we're about to use a fence. So we need to get right in front of this ATV, the vehicle. So I'm gonna run forward, ready the fence. You can like slide into it if you're like really awesome. But right here. If you need to adjust, that's fine. Let's see, like, it's right by this rubble. You want
Right,
to
yeah,
place
because you
it.
want to vault the fence and climb up onto the ATV.
Yep. Yep. So you put the fence down, climb. See, like, this is good. See, like,
Yeah,
when I
because you
try to
can't even
like go
slide
off,
off
I
now,
can't even
or you
slide
have.
off. It's like I have to
Yeah,
try to slide off. So this is like a really good position. It doesn't have to be like literally right next to it, but it should be pretty close because you could just like, if it's not close enough, you'll just vault over and land on the ground, and that's not a good feeling. So
yeah.
go up the ATV, and what I do is I aim and do it like that. So I just like go down the stairs like that. It's a lot easier than running because the problem is when you're like running downstairs, it's really easy for the playable character to cling to the walls,
Hmm.
and it's really annoying. So I just take it easy and just drop like that rather than trying to run down the stairs because it's like you're doing a
Yeah,
180, a 180, a 180.
yeah,
Um
just strafing down the stairs is easier.
yep. There is an enemy in here that can potentially hear you sometimes. Um, the enemy is this guy. There's like a guy over here. If you're like running, yeah, this guy. So this guy can potentially cause you to lose time. Usually he doesn't, so you can kill him if you want, or you could ignore him. It's kind of up to
Hmm.
you. Um,
Sure.
but that guy will activate when you're running. You could walk as well, but I think at that point you might as well just run forward than just auto aim kill him and he'll just die in one hit. I would use a silenced pistol though. Don't go
Yeah,
low.
because then you're gonna pull everybody.
Yeah, you don't want to aggro everyone in this in the ruins. Um so kill that guy if you want, and then we're gonna drop down. So um this is where you need to use C4 for this. Like just make sure to use C4 for this spot. Um
Yeah, because you have to blow up the bomber.
Yep, you gotta blow up the well, you're blowing up the door and the bomber. Blowing up both. Hopefully
Okay.
the bomber blows up the door, but sometimes that doesn't happen. So make sure like at some point you should have your C4 equipped as well as you're running down here. So boom. Okay, so like right there, where it's like in the middle of the room, you want to throw the C4. The bomber can drop randomly. It doesn't always drop in a good spot that'll actually blow up the door.
Mhm.
So do be aware of that. That can be a problem. And also make sure that do not throw the C4. Try to throw the C4 in the middle of the room because I've killed myself by throwing the C4 too close to me. It hurts me. The bomber kills me, and that's it. So try to throw it more in the middle. Don't throw it like where my cursor is down below. Like don't throw it over there. Try to throw it like behind the bomber. Um,
Mhm.
and the bomber will fall randomly. Sometimes it'll blow up the door. Sometimes it won't. If the bomber drops in a bad direction, which you can recognize by like how it's falling, then you could just throw another C4. You could also just like hedge your bets and throw 3 C4 anyways. But ideally, what happens is I throw a C4, I detonate it, the bomber starts exploding. I throw another C4, I detonate that, and then I dive when the bomber is exploding, and then I don't get knocked back, and I dive through the open door, and I look like a badass. This usually doesn't happen, but sometimes it does. If you want to play it safe, just throw 3 C4 and blow up the door, and just
Sure.
stay in the back so you don't get hurt by the um, bomber because the explosion's pretty big, and this is a fairly tight space. So detonate, dive, So that it didn't actually blow up. Whatever. Some dude that noticed that. So see, like
This was the one,
bomber,
yeah.
the bomber didn't actually blow up the door again. Like
Mhm.
if you want to just play it safe, which I would suggest, just throw 3C4.
Mhm.
Like you could just like throw them all, throw, detonate, detonate. That's
Sure.
just like the most optimal strat possible. And then you return to base camp and you don't see the Lord of Dust. Even though you're supposed to.
Right.
Because they expect you to like loot the ruins. Screw that noise.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Ruins 1.
Cool.
Again, a lot of stuff happening really quickly.
Mhm. But fortunately, like you have the transporter starts with you basically there, so getting there isn't that difficult.
Yeah, it's
Routing.
not
The
getting
routing's
there, it's
actually
getting
pretty
through it.
straightforward. It's just like there's some technical stuff you got to do.
Yeah, Ruins 1 is like all the ruins are fairly technical, I would say. Ruins 1 can be pretty technical, like dropping the fence down, going down
Mhm.
the stairs, that C4 dive. Like this is, like I was saying, Miranda was like, the first hard chapter. This is actually the first hard chapter. I lied. This is actually the first hard chapter. So yeah, you want to level up.
Oh yeah. Oh, thank you.
All right, did you get to level 5?
Let's see. I had to go back to the thing because it wanted me to.
Yeah, it always
Yeah,
does
I
that
could
the
get to
first
level 5. I
up.
could not get to level 6.
Okay, that's fine. So even when you fucked up, like you were fine,
Mhm.
right? So it was all good.
Yeah, because we end up with a lot of unspent skill points at the end of this run because you're just putting skill points into dexterity and endurance.
Yep.
That's it. Yeah. Okay.
All right, here we go.
Yep. Yeah. This is what you want to do. Yeah.
There you go.
Just vibrating wildly. Hello. Thank you.
That's one of my favorite activities.
Oh, there we go. That's where it was, right there.
Yeah, it's like right on the corner.
Hello? I'm trying to remember how I get around the top of this thing.
Oh yeah, you go along the left side. See, there's all these little
Oh,
things
yeah.
that I kind of neglected because I just kind of take it for granted. But yeah, like you're not really supposed to do that. At least I don't really think so.
Right.
Maybe they actually planted that.
That's where
I'm
the guy
not
is,
sure. Yep, you go in the back. That's where the ladder
Then
is.
you go down there. Right. Right, and then down the ladder. That's where it is. And then where is my C4? There it is.
Ooh, you are way too close. And then you gotta hold Q.
Yeah.
Or E to detonate it all. Boom, boom,
I got
boom.
it. There you go. Easy peasy.
Yeah,
right.
so I before you exit, actually I would say restart. Oh, never mind.
Oh, yeah, I already did the thing.
That's fine. So that staircase, sit on the wall, like sit as far back as possible. Because you like ran forward to like the
Mhm.
next staircase.
Right, yeah, and then
And I was like, dude, no.
yeah, because the bombers started coming after me at that
The
point.
bomber will start coming after you. You're way closer to the C4. Hug the wall
Okay,
because you'll just fling the C4. That's fine.
okay.
Okay, so we have been doing the edumacations for about 2 hours. I think now is the time for us to do
Yeah, I should
an
dump all my
actual.
stuff.
Yeah, you're just gonna have to put all your stuff back. Which I will mime with you. And if you'd like, you can break apart all the stuff.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so apparently I hadn't actually finished. I apparently did not actually bind my medium grenade pouch to my loadout, which I thought, oh shit, which I thought I had done.
Well, now you know.
And I went to Virgil and installed it to the deconstructor. Yeah, I know I can get rid of large chunks of iron. I don't care though. That's the repository, right? That's not the constructor either. Here we go. That's what I want. What is the deconstruct? Deconstruct is Y. Okay.
Yeah, you can't break down everything since the base hasn't been expanded yet, but you can break down
And then
some
if we were
stuff.
going further, like you would, the part of the reason you have C4 on your kit is to blow this up so you don't have to deconstruct it later.
Well, the stuff in the interior doesn't matter, but the stuff, certain things on the exterior do.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, I think I grabbed everything that's important.
Yep, as long as you dropped off all the stuff that was in your inventory into your resources and unequipped everything, you should be fine.
Yeah, I think I'm clear. Let me double check.
Yeah. Which all this together is like the first 25 minutes of the run, basically.
Okay.
Ideally. It's probably going to take you about 30.
Sure.
Chances are.
Yeah, so I need to... What is wrong with your face, woman?
She's just having a day. She's having one of those days.
She's just very gray today, yeah.
Do you have enough food and all that stuff?
One thing I do need to fix is I need to fix my NG Plus loadout because it's missing a couple things.
So yeah, go ahead. We're
briefly.
going to transition the scene anyways, so it's going to take us a moment here.
Okay. Trito. Alright, so let's see what I did wrong with this. Medium grenade pouch is on there. Why did it not equip then? That's weird. Oh, right, but I do want to make sure that I have all the ammo that I should have, because this has the two different... Right, it would have that anyway. Why do you have mother base fatigues on here? What? Oh, right, because that's stuff I unequipped for my other character. Okay. I'm going to make sure I have enough C4 also. I don't usually build that. Oh yeah, I have plenty.
Yeah, you don't really need to use C4 for the breaking of stuff. You could just keep it completely for that little spot there, and just use grenades for everything else.
Right. Alright, anyway, go to save and exit, and then I'll restart this. I guess I can close your stream here.
Yeah, I ain't even streaming anymore. And then the only other thing I would suggest to you is resorting your loadout so
Oh yeah, I should have
NG
done that,
plus
yeah.
is on the top. No, you don't have to do that.
Yeah,
right now,
I'll do that,
but
but later time. I have another loadout that I need to blow away anyway. I don't know if you noticed in there, I had a loadout that's called spiders.
I didn't want to ask any questions.
That's for this month's event because it's all crawlers, so I needed a salvage loadout that was specific to dealing with crawlers.
All right,
Okay,
give
so
me a
let's see.
countdown when you're ready.
Right. Yep. All right. You want me to do the countdown?
Yes, that
Okay.
way
All
I
right.
know.
Okay, sure. All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
It starts as all good games do, with a loading screen.
Nice, yes. Only the best speedruns immediately launch into like a minute of loads with a little bit of menuing.
Mm-hmm.
Though I
It's
can't
got a little bit of a
complain.
cutscene where we save Big Boss.
Who's that? All I know about is Captain and Good Luck. Number 8, yeah.
What is it? Up, enter, left, up.
Up, enter. It's enter.
Oh, there we go.
You
It's just
you'll
enter, up,
figure it out.
enter.
Enter, up, enter, left, enter.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, because you have to have. Are you sure you want this character?
You want this? Do you want this person? Even though you can edit them at any time. Do you want this person?
Yeah. You can only edit their name if you replay the first chapter, though.
Ooh. Big investment.
Because that requires you to get to the end of the game.
True.
And then it turns out, like, it doesn't even matter what you call your character anyway, because in multiplayer, it just goes off your account name.
Yep, doesn't matter. You like my my visual cues for this?
Yeah, all right.
2 shrubs, baby. 2 shrubs.
Just 2 shrubs.
Just a couple of shrubs hanging out.
Oh,
Your life is low.
I'm gonna blame that on good luck.
That's to be expected, though. Oh! Yep, that is exactly what I was talking about being careful where you step.
Yeah,
hey,
I'm just gonna blame that on good luck.
That's good. That's a good idea.
Blame everything on good luck.
Get that nice angle.
Right this way.
On that dive.
Alright, dive up the stairs.
Mm-hmm. He dives up the stairs at the very last second.
Yeah, I couldn't remember.
Oh. We want to walk mode before we dive off that tall platform.
Yeah.
We talk to Reeve and then build our first iron spear.
Our pipe
5
spear.
iron, 2 rag.
Ah, man, this is such an unskillful door break. Didn't get any crits.
I'm not impressed. It's okay though. I love that I know when you're opening a door. Just hear.
Yeah, I've got a mechanical keyboard, so.
What kind of switches?
I think it's, what is it? It's cherry something, I can't remember. I bought it a long time ago for Crypt the Necrodancer racing.
Nice. Hey, that guy did not hit you this time.
Yeah.
Just have to do the sprint ready. Bada bing, bada boom. Then you're gonna dive into the pipe.
Yep.
Nice.
What a thrill.
This is actually the ladder sequence.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Just love having my eyes burned while I'm waiting for a loading screen to happen.
I know. It's blindingly beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'll turn down the brightness on my monitor a little bit. I usually have the brightness cranked up because this game is just really dark all the time.
Yes. Yes, it is. Except this.
Yeah.
This is the one time this game is super bright. All right, so next up we got the tutorial chapter. So we go over to that repository thingy. And then we do our initial menu where we
Oh yeah,
equip
gotta
our
open up the
gear,
Android.
equip our gear, and then get our food, not the other way around.
I gotta wait for Virgil to tell me that I have a map.
This is what you humans call a map.
I understand you humans do not have GPS built in. Wayne's World, Wayne's World. Alright, anyway. Alright, and this is just our first auto-scroller of the game.
Get ready. That's the nice thing about this episode of I'm No Rookie. We literally did, like, okay, I mean, technically we did a auto scroller, which is the first base defense, and I guess rescuing Miranda, but they're not. I don't really consider those the quote unquote auto scrollers because you're actually like doing stuff. It's the digs and the Sahelanthropus rescue. Those are really the auto scrollers of this game.
Yeah, because it's Sahelanthropus is like 15 minutes long, right?
Yep. That's like 15 and a half minutes. And then like when you do the digs, those are like 10 minutes or something ish. So 12 minutes. Yeah, so you mash for the way marker.
Oh, so that's why I don't have it, because they need Survivor Gear 2, right?
Yep.
Manage possessions. Hello? Thank you. Yes, thank you for telling me about that. There we go. African starts with A. This is why you want Anubis soup. Yeah, I should probably have dumped stuff around here.
So it's all good. No pressure.
I just gotta remember. Nope, not spoiled soups. Oh yeah. You want to go by weight usually, I think. What you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's the wrong soup.
That's it.
Unless
That's
all
if you don't have pizza and a bunch of spoiled food and all that. But yes.
Yeah. Let's see. This should probably be fine. We're not going that far anyway.
Nope. Yeah, we're definitely covered by 11 soups, 15 soups.
Oh yeah, then we gotta talk to Virgil, right? Right, and then this is the first memory board. So we gotta go to the place where you normally shoot down JOTs.
Yes. I honestly forgot about that. Yeah, so you turn around and then you're going to do that warning shot at the second crystal.
Yep.
And
I always think about it because I want to get that. I want to get all those JOT feathers so I can craft my big bag eventually.
Yeah, that's something I wish I did. That big bag is big brained. Oh. I would shoot a little bit earlier than that.
Yeah,
like
I realized a bit later that I hadn't grabbed that and done the thing.
Nice.
Still haven't healed.
Who needs to, honestly?
What the?
Pointless.
That was... Oh, right, I don't want to do this. Oops. Oh, I did it too early, so the game was telling me about orders instead of having me just give the data to Virgil.
That is a good reason not to do that.
I didn't know it would do that, so
yeah,
that's interesting.
All right, now we're going to retrieve 3 memboards.
Yeah, well, 2, then return to base camp, then 1.
Good thinking. I'm keeping you on your toes.
Yeah, getting that tip to dive at that bush was helpful. Hello? Hello. There we go. That was weird. I was facing it, and then it just decided, nah.
Yep. Yeah, you want to literally stop the moment you enter the room, or else that can happen.
Mm-hmm.
Once I realized that, I never had any issues with the crystal, but if you overshoot it, you're gonna have problems.
Also, I don't know how I didn't aggro that dude, but I'm just gonna take it.
Thumbs up. Thanks, good luck.
It's a very skillful dodging of that wanderer.
Always. They should call you SpaceCow.
Yeah, you know, anytime I say oops, that's just skill.
Good on you. You're heading to the second memory board like a champ.
Mm-hmm.
Went a little bit wide on that turn. That's okay.
Hi.
Then we climb.
Oop. Yeah, overshot the door. Should have gone into aim mode. Oop. Right. Shouldn't have run there. Because now I gotta wait for these dudes.
Now
they're feisty.
Now you feel it. Now you feel it.
I'm feeling it now, Mr. Krabs. Hello? How? I'm hiding.
I know. I think if you like, that's what I was wondering earlier. Is like maybe if you walk back to like the like away from the window of the door, like maybe it'll reset itself. I'm not sure, but running is bad.
I
No
gotta
running in
grab.
the halls.
Yep. No escaping detention in the halls.
Nope. There is no escape from DT. Alright, so you build that wormhole extractor, and then you don't build the air tank until you get the "you can now craft an air tank," and then the little ping happens.
Yep. Now we can level up. Don't want to do that yet. Yep, there we go. Cool. I'll see if I can remember this route.
If you run straight ahead. Good job running through the
See, I remember that.
and you go, there's like a piece of iron on the floor, debris, and you like
Yeah, I
run.
remember this part. It's actually you get the quest marker once you go into the dust, right?
Yeah.
I didn't even pick up any gerbil snacks on the way.
So yeah, that like iron on the right side, you want to like just go past that on its left. Try to avoid getting hit by goats.
Yeah. And then you want to just hug the walls.
You're going to the left. That's not correct.
Yeah. No, you're saying to go this way.
Yeah, it's just like you run just past that iron piece. And I realize now I said left, and that could be confusing. Like, oh, go left after that, but no, you just like follow that line. And then you follow the
Yeah, I should have picked off there instead of falling down 3 things. That was weird. I didn't even have a prompt. I was just allowed to do that from holding spacebar.
Yep, you don't have to move at all.
And then this is the southern run.
Yep. Just run straight south and then hug the wall on your left.
Yep. Keep telling me about wormholes that I can't use yet. And then, yeah, you want to go next to the trees, hug the wall, and that should take you there.
Yep. You're a natural. Killing it out there. Skill cow.
Yep. No, yeah, did you see that very skillful wanderer spawn I had?
Yes. Fantastic.
You see, this is how I have the world record in any percent emulator on Lifeline. Definitely do not see how many other people are currently running that category.
Hey, well, you know, from one game not run to another, right? The thing is, because of that, it is very easy to be competitive in this game.
I mean, as long as people are active in the community, right?
That's right. Enjoy the hatred. Let it feed onto you. Yeah, so we take out some dudes. Again, don't go through the camp to take out the guys by the fence. Go along the wall. And then you can, like, wrap around rather than having to, like, climb over the fence, because that's...
I always forget how low your stat is in the beginning of the game.
Yeah, like, you really have nothing. So yeah, you see, like, this rock where you're at right now, it's perfect. Like, you have easy access.
Yeah, it's a
If they're, like,
of...
paired off, like, just use your explosive arrows, IMO.
Yeah, because this is the only part of the run where you're using them. Well, I guess
Yeah.
the basic, right?
There's like you're not gonna go through 30 arrows, you know?
Yeah.
So it's totally
man.
fine.
Some frame rate hangs here. Hi.
And frankly, the bullets are more of a concern than the arrows, since you only use arrows at the start, like you said, but bullets, like, you're gonna be using that throughout the whole run.
Yeah. Oh, right, I need to go up and grab the crystal now.
Yeah, like, you can see, like, there's, like, just this lull, like, no one's coming. This is, like, the perfect time to do it because of that. It's, like, right at the minute mark. So I like, pay attention to the time until reactivation, just so I can have a I can have a sense of, like, my pace.
Mm-hmm.
In that 5 seconds, you want to put on your buffs.
Yep. Probably shouldn't have been on the other side of this fence, but oh well. I guess I could have also just returned to base because I don't have anything.
Yeah, it's fine.
Also, if I returned to base, I wouldn't have had to do that cutscene.
That's right. This is why return to base camp is fast. I didn't actually no good realized that you could return to base camp. I always return to the wormhole, but you don't actually have to do that. And see how that saves a significant amount of time because you don't go through.
You have to skip 2 cutscenes, actually.
Yeah.
I forgot there's a cutscene. I forgot there's a bunch of cutscenes the first time you use the that.
You're like, ooh, wormhole transporter.
But I gotta use the transporter again. That's what it is.
Yep.
And
So you
then I gotta
turn
go to
around. Turn around to the transporter, go back to where you came, and then you
go through
run
the
out.
rock and the platform, and then there'll be one.
Go out and hang a left immediately, a 90-degree turn to the left.
Yep.
And then follow that line, basically.
This seems to be the other like weird bit of tech from other Metal Gear games that carries over is you can take advantage of enemies noticing you to run past them. Because they have to do an animation to say, "Oh, I see you."
Yes, you can exploit that, and that's pretty important for later chapters. So you don't want to. You're running around, which is fine, but you don't have to like run around. You can shoot and then like climb a ledge, so you don't have to like go up the ramp. It's just a little thing.
That guy finally came over here. Okay, well, there's a lot of dudes there. Oh, you shouldn't be there.
And don't tell them where they can and cannot be. They will be everywhere.
Yeah, she's fine.
She'll be fine. As long as you don't get stun
I
locked.
grabbed this time, so it's all good.
That guy was right by the couch. I can't believe you didn't get grabbed.
It took him a second to wake up.
You're lucky. There you go. Straight for the explosive arrows. I don't even use the gun at all during this. Like there's just like no point.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm always of the... Oh, right. I gotta go grab Miranda now.
Yeah, this reactivation is really fast. Just following that guy as he climbs the hill. It's great.
Yeah, he wasn't paying attention to me, so I don't care.
You run up the hill of Miranda and take the transporter, and you're good to go.
Arigato, tasukete. Oh man, stamps. Wow.
Stamps are great.
You can't even place this many of them because if you want to mark every container, you run out of stamps on the map.
Sometimes when I'm bored in a run, I actually just place tons of stamps. There's nothing better to do.
Back to this.
Yep, and then you want to level up to...
Oh. I gotta go back.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the level happened.
I have a little note card that tells me the things that I usually forget, which are my level up points, and then what I do at like the base digs, so I don't forget what I need to do.
I should just call my split after Miranda. Remember to level up.
Yeah, my note card, level at blank blank blank. First base dig, do this 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 this. Second base dig, do this 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 this.
I look at that. I still don't have enough to get to level 6. Oh.
It's actually fairly tight. Like,
Yeah.
you have to be
3,000 off instead of most of it off.
Hey, that's a lot better.
Yeah. What's this? Practice? Getting better?
I know. It's crazy.
Seems like cheating. Oh, thank you. Get up there.
Yeah, you want to like lodge yourself into that corner to climb up it.
Okay, and then through here. I guess, yeah, you're not supposed to crouch anyway, so whatever. And then there we go. This. Oh, that dude's not dead.
And if at this point you want to just practice ruins, since you've completed everything you can.
Yeah. I practiced that last sequence. Made too much noise.
Well, you got there at 27. Not bad for a first time.
Mm-hmm.
You're only... when you finished Miranda, it was I think it was like 24, so you're only like 5 minutes behind my splits. Not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Not too bad at all. Yeah, I'd say the intro is actually pretty important just because there's not a lot of auto-scrollers happening. And as you can see, there's a lot of details with the traversal.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, see, you climbed back there, you climbed at a point and it just like slid you back down. That's like the sort of thing you have to be aware of. A lot of little things. And if you just like watch me do Ruins 1, you can see, oh, he does this, and then that avoids having to climb like that kind of thing.
Yep, I just want these.
Oh god, grenades.
There we go.
Yeah, you don't have to throw the C4 at the door. And
Yeah, I
obviously,
just wanted to keep it further away from me. Yeah.
because you really do want to get rid of that bomber, even if you're not doing that dive thing. Like, the
Mhm.
bomber will become a problem.
Bomber will notice you, and that's a problem because then you have to deal with the bomber.
Exactly.
But yeah,
Exactly.
so that's the intro. Cool.
Yep, that's the first 20-ish minutes of Survive. How are you feeling?
Yeah, doing all right. I feel like so like you were saying, like one of the things that kind of cuts down on practice is just you consume resources every time you practice, so it'll be a bit until I'm actually like doing runs.
Yeah, that's why returning to last save, because every time you return to last save, your
Yeah,
resources reset
everything
to
comes
what it
back.
was before. So,
Yeah.
and whatever your buffs were at that point, so you can just do that. Um, I would say like um one thing I would suggest is you can, of course, use chapter select to work on certain lines. The problem is you can't return to base camp, so then you just have like a bunch of stuff like that's kind
Yeah.
of irrelevant. Um, you
So
could
yeah, just starting a
also,
new character and then running through everything sequentially, like return to at like working save point by save point, basically.
yeah, exactly, and that way also you kind of put into your mind the whole run. Like, oh well, this leads into this, that leads into that, rather than like looking at it all in just like tiny little chunks, right? You're like actually practicing, okay, I'm practicing the intro.
Yeah.
So this was my first time actually teaching this game in person. I've taught many other games at this point, but I've never made like a survive tutorial, in part because it was just like this game is so obscure that like there's like no point. um but hope you got a good bit out of it. Obviously, if you have any questions, you can ask me, and I can give you tips about whatever chapter. And feel free to check out the wiki notes and my
Yeah.
runs. I try to provide good commentary explanations for my good ending run of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, because it was a
Yeah,
run on
I
this
just been
channel.
following your run from the BBG because that was one that's meant to have commentary for the layman, and for a basic thing, it's pretty easy to follow.
All right. Well, we are going to be calling it here. Do you have any last memes, some last words after our teaching session, SpaceCow? Any
Uh,
promos you want to make?
no, I mean I just kind of gotta grind it out now.
Hell yeah. Um, I want to thank everyone who was chilling and watching this stream. I'm No Rookie, episode 13. It was only slightly unlucky. I think it's because we have good luck on our side that it wasn't super unlucky. Um, so weird that I like lost my food like that. Very strange.
Mhm.
Um, if you have not dropped this channel a follow and you're a viewer, you should definitely drop this channel a follow. There's a lot of different Metal Gear content on this channel. Um, we have D Limes 13 playing tomorrow on the channel. I believe he's going to be doing some more MGS2, probably some VR. And on Thursday is the next set of races for the Metal Gear Solid 2 Very Easy League. So do check that out. I have been your host, Plywood. I stream every Monday night on this channel doing a variety of things, whatever suits my fancy. Um, I was going to stream Ghost Babel today, but this popped up and I was like, you know what? This is a great opportunity. How many times in my life am I going to be able to teach someone Metal Gear Survive? The answer, very, very few.
You could battle against any day.
It's astonishing to me. It took us like 2 years before anyone else learned this game. It took that long, so it's really something, and it's been fun getting to know you, Space Cow, and playing some multiplayer with you and hanging out.
Yeah, I don't know what you got going on for this. If you want to grind out the dailies.
You wanna you wanna play a little bit of dailies? Yeah, I could play a couple.
I
That'd be cool.
gotta get my manuals for my crew.
Gotta gotta hang out with the hangers on in my base who are just there because I can't eject them into the dust. So yeah, I want to again thank you all so much for watching. I'm No Rookie, episode 13, with Plywood and Space